past the cars behind. Blue flag. Okay, Paul, we're halfway home. We estimate 17 minutes of fuel left.
Race time's on the screen.
Right side. Clear right.
The gap behind is now 3.2.
Car right. Clear right.
I thought it was better to just give him the racing line and let him get on with it. Slowed me down a bit, but hey.
That lap time was 150.95.
Well, the thing is, Todd, he actually qualified better than all of us, you know? So, he's not a slow driver, but I think, certainly when he was in P1, he was feeling the pressure a lot, and he just kept making mistakes and locking up brakes. And I think with a car behind him like that, I think it's a mental problem with him. So it's probably going to be hard to get past, because P3 getting past what was P1, it's going to be tricky.
Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need.
He's also particularly inconsistent in P1. T1, sorry. Well, what I'm saying is, if he's racing slower, it's not because he's a slow racer. It's because he's overdriving with the pressure, is what I'm saying.
Car right. Clear right.
And there goes another 1X. 9X. Almost all of it's been caused by off track.
I'm sorry.
10x. Oh my god, this track. What is going on here? What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? That's that guy again.
Right. Clear
Oh my
right.
god, I just lapped him again. Either he's got damage, or he needs to practice a bit more.
Gaps now, 2.9 seconds.
Thank you for 73, Leaky. Oh, he pitted, right. This is the second time I've been past him. Oh, there's another 1x. Why am I suddenly picking up X's at the chicane? Dear me.
Okay, Paul, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
I need to not get any more off tracks.
Thank you.
I imagine that Marcus guy, I reckon in the last 3 or 4 laps he's going to struggle with his tyres.
Go left corner.
Because he was locking them up so many times.
Go, 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 go.
Greg, it's just not over yet, mate.
Thank you.
But I will say, for a 1.6k strength of field, it's not been the carnage that you normally get.
Okay, Paul, just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. That's 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes. The gap behind
Risk of the
is now
gaming, I'm well.
3.5 seconds.
Press for the studio, thank you. There's a bit of a gap between 2 and 3 now, and a massive gap to P4.
You've just done a 150.67.
Thank you.
That was as bad as it comes. Terrible.
Thank
Gaming Burnsy, thank you. We're pitting in a couple of laps, I think.
All right, Paul. 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
Big Bad Bod, thank you for the sub.
Sorry, mate.
That's all good, buddy.
Yeah, you can adjust the fuel. You can adjust the start fuel and the pit fuel. Ashwin, thank you, 26. No tyres now, just fuel.
All right, Paul. Very little fuel left. Hit this lap. In this lap. Good consistency. Keep them coming. 15 minutes left. You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 3.7 seconds. Keep it up. We're looking good
Right,
here.
now I've got a pit. No, not doing Daytona.
I got a bad feeling about this.
This is what I wish I'd have practiced pit entry a bit more.
We'll pull you to the end.
Looks like 24 litres, oh god.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit
Okay,
is
that wasn't too bad.
60 kilometers per hour.
That could have been a lot
Paul,
worse.
We'll fuel you to the end of the race. The car behind's pitting now. 2 litres left.
Facts.
100 metres.
He's not
50
he's not
metres.
pitted. P2 didn't pit this lap. Interesting.
Car approaching. Watch your mirrors. There's a faster class car approaching.
How come some of fuel at the start and pit with 10-15 minutes left? If you start with lower fuel,
Number 22, stupid.
I need to concentrate. I've got more fuel. If you start with less fuel at the start, you'll need to take more. Like when you come in is different. They'll have to commit. Like they have to pit. It's just when.
Thank you.
The leader is pitting now.
And the LMP behind me just lost it.
Right side. Clear right.
P3.
Looks like he got a similar pit to me then. Now, I think I should be able to create a bigger gap now, because I think what will happen is he's now loaded up with more fuel, and his tyres are probably in a worse condition than mine. So in theory, should have an advantage.
Okay, Paul, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 4.4 seconds.
So you want to pump me up, fucker?
Ooh, spicy. Guess he's not too happy with P2 then.
You're in the lead.
Bye-bye.
You've just done a 150.80.
No, I don't want another 1X, thank you. Well, this race ain't going to do much for my safety rating, that's for sure.
Okay, Paul, there's a faster car bearing down on you. He's the class leader.
Hey, just a sec.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
On your right. Clear right.
That lap was at 151.06.
Thank you.
This car looks nice. Looks moody.
I'm not faster when you flashlight.
You can bet the LMP's flashing him. I'm good, thanks, Jesse. How are you doing?
Minutes of fuel remaining.
Oh, they're definitely cumulus clouds.
The gap behind is now 5.9. We're currently setting the pace.
Okay. Just leave it there. It's fine. Okay.
Come on, Paul. Just 5 minutes left. Hold your nerve. We can win this.
I don't want to send anything, to be honest. I'd rather not get near this guy, but we'll see.
You're in the lead. All right, Paul. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Car left.
Thank you.
Clear left.
What a nice man. I was just trying to be patient with him.
Paul. There's a faster car approaching.
How many laps left? 2? I'm glad he waited. I stayed left just in case he decided to send it down the inside. I stayed left just to give myself the option.
Two minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Thank you.
We estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Setups, you can pay for setups. Like VRS, PDS, Craig setup, there's a few options. I'm using paddle shift for the gears though.
Car left. Clear left.
Thank you.
Come on, Paul. One more lap. Keep it together. We'll
Please
win
don't
this.
send it into the back of me, bro.
We're running on fumes, mate.
That's a nightmare scenario, that. A guy that you've lapped is behind you going down to T1. Like, if he gets his braking wrong...
What's wrong with my car?
White flag, please, white flag.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Nice one, Paul. Great win. You deserved that today.
Oh yeah, P1. That'll do. Whew. Thank you guys. That was a pretty interesting race. Sorry about all you top 5 people who just lost a lot of points. Dude. There needs a minute. Funnily enough, you should say that, Hannah, because I actually watched that Star Trek earlier in the week. It was on TV. The needs of the many and all that. First is top 5. Afraid not. Yeah, that was an interesting race. Yankee Ray, thank you for 38 months. Let's have a flick back and see what the shenanigans was. What's all the chat here? Thomas Layson, learn consistent brake markers. You're all over the place. Impossible to drive behind you. And defending is not running the other car off the track. Wonder what happens to this guy. Not gonna lie, I thought T1 would have been a bigger mess than it was. There's almost always some guy who completely sends it down there. One guy lost it back there. Other than that, yeah, my laps are pretty consistent. They were like 150, 151s, more or less through the race. Right, let's have a look at the crash cam. Whilst I eat a sandwich. Rip! Who was that? Thorsten. You know what that was, isn't it? You know what caused that? Somebody turned the light on and then turned it off on him. Oh, it's not doing it now. Actually, it's ham and pickle. It's not ham and cheese. Rip, rip, rip. Oh, you lucky. I'd say he got away with that. This is interesting. How the back end here, not the diffuser, this panel gets damaged from that. How does that work? I can understand the diffuser getting damaged, but not this back panel. Well, the diffuser gets moved in, but then the whole panel goes with it, bizarrely. Jarrett, thank you for 60 months tier 2. Hang on. Is this a Pontorino? I think this could be a Punterino. You know what? I've done this in practice. I made a conscious effort to stay left of that line. If your wheel touches that grass, this is what happens. They say you cut the course. This is an interesting one. Did he think he was clear? Took himself out, yeah. Oh, I knew that was coming. Oh, that was that Boban. He was quite chatty. Wait, Miguel? Oh, I passed him later. Onyx. That was me. That was me. Sending it. Look. Right, if you look where he brakes, here, right? Basically, I'm braking like about here, I think. Let's have a look where I brake, actually. I'm not sure what I did on this one, but I normally brake. No, I'm braking earlier, actually. Probably not as much. Normally, I brake near the start of the race. I'll be braking here. Later on, a little bit earlier. But I was out braking him in T1 all the time. But this is a cracking send. Turn! Yeah, I definitely sent it. I definitely sent that. Yeah, I assume we picked up a contact. I think his words were okay or something like that. Like, yeah, exactly, Valtiel. Crew chief made me do it. Crew chief told me to send it. Even crew chief was getting frustrated. Can you show his blocking? Yeah, what lap was that? Was that lap? Can you remember what time it was? What lap it was? But you can see, like previous laps, you can see what's happening. Just completely outbraking the guy. About 2 laps before. We're on lap 10 now. I can't honestly remember. It was going into the chicane, wasn't it? You see how he locked up and then he locks up again? Like he's just constantly locking up. I think it might have been this. Yeah, there you go. I think this is it. I think that's what I said to him. Don't swerve like that. Because you know, you got to pick your line here. You can either go to the outside, you go to, like, if you want to go and defend the inside, like, at that point, he's basically outside, I think. He's going to go right, but he sees me go left, so he goes left. So, okay, you're on the inside, but then he moves back. Well, either way, Alex, it cost us a couple of seconds. P3 and 4 caught up, and if he does that, we're going to have a collision. Yeah, I'll message Kanducci, Jens. Give him the incident number. I don't think he'll like that. The heck? Did you get any with Virgin Media? No? Because I was speaking to the retention team. So what I'm going to do, because at the moment, I've got BT Internet, which I use for streaming, and Virgin Media that I allow the house to run on, so they don't, you know, there's no sense of them swamping my bandwidth. My BT contract ends in April or May. No, April or March. As soon as that ends, I'm going to phone Zen Internet and get a 900 megabit line and cancel BT and Virgin. So, yeah. B. Martin, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't ever be a streamer that goes into somebody else's stream and posts a link to your own stream. Like, don't ever do that, dude. You will not make friends on Twitch from other streamers if you do that. Oh my god! The pit entry! Position 8. P8 coming in for a pit. Oh, that's nasty. That's so bad. Mr. D22, thanks for 57 months. Oh man, that sucks. I tell you what, that's brave. Too wide into the chicane. This is a bit of a... His car looks a bit twitchy, but that's... That's unfortunate. OG, thank you, 33. That's his second spin. No, not quite, Jimbo. So what happens is, so Virgin Media have fiber optic cables that run underground, and BT, like Chelmsford is one of the allocated digital cities, which basically means what BT are doing is going around and they replace the copper cables that run on the telephone lines. They replace the copper cable with a hybrid cable. And the hybrid cable is essentially copper and fiber optic. And so once you've had that put in, which we have,
2 litres
you
remaining.
then have the option to go fully fiber optic to the premises. Whereas currently, before that, the only way of doing it was to get the cable from Virgin Media. So what that means for me is I have two choices. Either go Virgin Media or go with anybody else that uses the BT line, which is, you've got a lot of choices. It, like, that's the way it is in the UK, is that the underground cabling for internet is Virgin Media usually, not always, but usually. And anything from the telephone lines is run by OpenReach, which is like BT, effectively. So yeah, you have two fiber choices effectively then, but the BT one allows you to use any company. The problem with fiber OpenReach FTP lines is you only get 900 down, but it's only 120 up. When you say only 120 up, you know that I need 6 for my stream. Like 120 is still pretty quick. The only thing I use the up for is streaming, which I need 6 megabits, and uploading YouTube videos, which you don't really care how long it takes at that point anyway. Most of it is down. When I spoke to Virgin Media and I said, and they were looking at my current package and like, oh yeah, you're on a legacy package. They said, it looks like you're using, and remember, this is just to the house. This is not me. This is just the house. It looks like you're using 1.1 terabytes a month download. And I was like, ooh, guess there's a lot of Netflix going on in my house. 1.1 terabytes? Like, really? That's insane. Like, everybody in my house is always on, like, Instagram, YouTube, Netflix, even Sky downloads from 1.1 terabytes, man. That's insane. ACH, Andy, thank you, 29. I mean, you think about that for a minute. Like, that's the kind of... If everybody in my street is averaging 500 megabits a month, that's a lot of data they've got to find for everybody. And yeah, exactly. I need an ISP for myself. I will save that. What's that? Nurb. Can't even spell Nurb, can I? I think it's the first time I've won at Nurb, actually. Let's see. Results. Yay, back to 2K. Yay. Safety rating went down a little bit. Microsoft Flight Sim eats a lot of data. Yeah, but that comes out my BT. Like anything I do in this studio, I run all this on the BT line. It doesn't count on the Virgin Media line. Best lap time 150.43. You scumbag! Look at that. He just beat my best lap time. But then he smashed it. Do we do another one? That's the question. Throw myself back into the pit. How did you guys do on your betting, by the way? I know a lot of you bet top 5. And I shouldn't laugh, but you all lost. But yeah. You lost 500. Ah, it's nothing. You started at 500, back at 500. Easy. You didn't bet because you knew it was too random. Really? Yeah, it's Tamar. Well, when it goes up 350 a month, I'll be phoning up saying, I'm cancelling. Next one's at 1500. Don't need more up than down for streaming. I need 6 megabits up for streaming. No, Pac-Man, not for the purposes of the bet bot. It counts top 5 as 2 to 5. Like, there's first, there's top 5, which is 2 to 5. There's finish, which is 6 onwards, and you finish the race. And there's crash, where you basically don't finish the race. And the added twist is that not finishing the race also happens if I get out of the cockpit. So if I get like meatballed and have to come in for like 10 minutes of repairs and I press escape and get out the cockpit, that counts as a crash. Michael Ragman, thank you. Yeah, exactly. You know, finish has to, finish can't include P1 and P2 and P3. Like, otherwise you just bet finish. Yeah, but Captain Flint, the way it views it is that if you've had to get out the cockpit, you're not racing. You've stopped. For whatever reason, you've stopped. Either because you got hit, you've come in for some repairs, but you've stopped. So that's counted as a crash. Like, if a race goes normally, you don't get out the cockpit and you keep racing from start to finish. That's a finish. Anything else is not a finish. I believe so, Quantum, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I just pressed the wrong button. I may have just pressed an add
Track
button.
temperature's falling. It's
Rip.
now 19 Celsius.
Rip. I think I just pressed the... If you're seeing ads right now, you can't hear me anyway, but sorry. I'm not even joking, look. You see these? These are add buttons. And then these are my, like, overlay buttons. And I should have pressed that one. And I pressed that one. So it's quite possible that I just fight... Yeah, if you're subbed, you won't see it. But it's quite possible that you just saw ads. What do you mean, puppy? Puppies, I think you should race, and I'll tell you why. Because in 2 days' time, you're going to have to race. And right now, you don't have race experience around Nürburgring. So even though you may lose safety and you may lose iRating or whatever, I think you should race. Mr. Dre, thank you for gifting a sub to Mr. Langerveld. Welcome back, Mr. Langerveld. Thank you, Dre. ACH Andy, thank you for 29, I do apologize. Unlike most streamers who have ads as channel points. What? Ads as channel points? Is that even a thing? Focus on crashes. Let's do that. Why do you have an ads button? Because I'll tell you why I have an ad button. Whether I want it or not, Twitch is progressively forcing ads on streams. And you can debate this all day long, but it's their platform, and that's what they're doing. I don't run ads, but if they're going to keep running ads, as they do, what they effectively do is force the streamer, as in me, to choose between annoying you guys who are in the channel watching and the people who are wandering around Twitch and just happen to drop into my stream, who are then faced with ads. And I'm sure you've experienced this yourself, but when you drop into a random channel that you've no idea if you're going to like it or not, and you're presented with a 30-second unskippable ad, your tendency is often to just, and go somewhere else. In other words, it hurts discoverability. So either I annoy the people that are here, or annoy the people who might come in, like the stream, stay for years. And so there has to be a balance somewhere. And the only balance option they give us, well, they give us two things. One, if you're a sub, you don't see ads. I've got that enabled. If you're a sub, you don't see ads. And two, I run ads manually. And for every one ad, every 1 30-second ad I run, that's 10 minutes where they will not run a pre-roll ad. That's the ad that you see when you come in. So I thought I'll have buttons for it. And then, you know, if I'm going to go and take a bio break, I could hit that button and give myself 20 minutes of no pre-rolls. That was the thinking behind it. I haven't really used it, but I've got the buttons. I just happened to accidentally press it. But Twitch as a platform is financed. Well, it's financed by lots of things, but ads are obviously important to them. Did they still run Medroll? I don't think so at the moment. Well, ad blockers, you know. Ad blockers are a thing. People use them, but I think a lot of people are quite... A lot of people are sensible about it. A lot of people will understand that there's a need for ads, and they'll allow some ads. But if it gets too invasive, they'll just start blocking ads, and then nobody wins. And I think 30-second unskippable ads is too much. I kind of like the way YouTube does it. Like, YouTube will run an ad, and after 5 seconds you can skip it. I think, like, most people can deal with that. Well, the thing is, Josh, like I say, it is an arms race. So both Google and Amazon are constantly developing technology so that you can't block the ad. If they put the ad in the stream, a bit like they do on TV, it's pretty hard to block. Yeah, Langerville, some of the websites, I've said this before, some of the websites that you go to, honestly, websites are to blame for most of advertising problems and ad blockers in general. Some of the websites you go to are disgusting. Like, they're not just littered with ads, they're littered with pop-up ads, and they're littered with stuff that tries to get you to download executable files and zip files with Trojans in them. Like, they're just horrible. So you can't blame people for even running an ad blocker when there's sites like that. But then you've got the other side of the coin, where a platform like YouTube and creators rely solely on advertising income. So, you know. Well, exactly, gents. I mean, none of my look at it this way, gents. None of my content is behind a paywall. None of it. Anybody can watch the stream. Anybody can watch a YouTube video, and you don't have to pay a penny. None of it's behind a paywall. So it kind of relies on goodwill. It relies on people not blocking the ads on YouTube. It relies on people subscribing. It relies on tips, donations, whatever, to pay the bills. but, you know, other people put their content behind a paywall. Mr. Anders, thank you for 55 months. You watch me more than the BBC, and they charge 150 quid a year. Yeah. And you go to jail if you don't even pay it, Langerville. That's the difference. Like, you have to pay that, even if you don't watch the BBC. It's hilarious. As a partner, you can't disable ads. Oh, no. We, as a streamer, we have very little control over ads. The types of ads, how long they are, when they're run, is pretty much dictated by Twitch. You don't have a TV, so why do you pay the BBC? Reasons. History. Nobody can work out how to pull the plug on it without the BBC collapsing. You love the office setup. Watched the video last night. Thank you, Wonky. The only control you have is choosing when to play them so that you don't get the pre-rolls for a bit. Yep. That and the subscribers. The subscriber option. The option that says subs don't see ads. Which, you know, I'm fine with that because that's a benefit of being a sub. And as long as Twitch allow that, that's great. If they take that away, I think there'll be an awful lot of upset people. Imagine subscribing to a channel and you see ads. Like, and their answer to that is, we'll just get Turbo.
Just done a 148.
Just get Twitch Turbo. Just pay Twitch $10 a month. Okay. Dave, thank you for 76 months. Purple button. Bandit, it's on my YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/squirrel and it's literally there. You feel like Twitch would be better if they did pop on ads or something else rather than full screen ads. I think if you're on the Twitch app, Yankee Wraith, I think if you're on the Twitch app and it runs an ad, it kind of moves. It separates into two screens, so you see the ad running, but you still get to see, you know, the streamer underneath, I think. But if you're on a website, I don't think it'll do that. So there's a Twitch paid feature on top of the Twitch Prime. Twitch Turbo, I think it's called, Jimbo. It's a thing that you pay like $10 a month, and you won't see any ads anywhere on Twitch. Like, you can bounce around channel to channel, and you don't see any ads. And they say that the streamer still gets paid proportionally, which basically means out of your $10, if you visit like 1,000 streams that month, each one of them will probably get 0.001 of a pence. That's probably what it means. They won't act, they're not transparent in any of this. But then again, neither's YouTube, really. You know, YouTube doesn't disclose how many ads it run, like what they got paid. It gives you some CPM information, but not detail. But it's their platform, so they can do what they like, right? Use turbo since ads became unbearable. What, you mean the repetitive Amazon Prime? 3, 2, 1, go. That one. ASOS. Wait. How many times have I seen those? Yeah, James May in Japan, saw that about 50 times in 1 week. My name's James May, and I can't cook, which is why I've got a cooking show. Okay, not heard that one either. Nice! That's a new line. I've not seen that one. That's half a terabyte right there. Twitch also doesn't make money, they consistently lose money. That's a technique they've adopted from Amazon. Amazon ran at a loss for like 15 years or something. And the reason they do that is so that they don't pay any tax. It's a corporation tax thing. You only pay tax on profit, so if you don't make profit, you don't pay tax. So what you do is you take all of your profit for the year and you invest it in technology and blah, 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 blah. Don't make profit, don't pay tax. So don't think for 1 second they're hard up. They're getting 30% of all bits that are sent around Twitch. That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money. They're getting at least 50% of subs. There's an awful lot of cash. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of infrastructure is expensive, right? Bandwidth, lease lines, servers, employees, offices, support teams. There's a lot of expense, but there's a lot of income. But I'm not really buying the line, we need ads because we're losing money. I don't really buy that line. Anyway, I'm going to go for a bio break. And then we're all set for the race. quite a few people losing it. Oh, is that the car park? Does that say Jumbo? He missed the press add button. I'm probably going to end up in the higher split this time and get wrecked.
Your exit's clear. Stay behind the white line.
I have to say, though, that last race was relatively clean. There's some actual decent driving going on. The Nürb isn't a hard track to master. I completely disagree with that statement. I think the Nürb is a very technical track that, you know, you can put in decent lap times, but then somebody comes along that's like a second quicker than you and you can't work out where to shave that time. It's so easy to get a 1x and it's very easy to make a mistake and have quite heavy consequences on your time. I'm reading chat too much right now. Caught it.
Okay, Paul, there's a car exit.
This is the Nürburgring track. You mean the Nordschleife Genesis? And yes, there is. Wow. That was a mess.
Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace.
Thanks, Pups. Literally reading your message completely
On
put
right,
me off.
clear right.
Ooh. I don't think I want a bobblehead in the car, to be honest with you. Oh, race session's about to start, I think. Exactly, Captain Flint. See? Now you're thinking like a streamer.
B32. Sector 3 is 1.7 off the pace.
Yeah, I'm going to end up in the top split, I think, Alex. This is not going to be good for me. I'm going to get wrecked. There's some fast times there. I think Pups will go in the lower one. Alex, did Puppies remember to pack his booster seat? Hope so. You did, nice. Does this thing still load the whole Nordschleife when it loads a Nurb? Feels like it. Yeah, I told you, 2.5k strength of field. There's like 4k and 3k races in it now.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line.
Thank you.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 19 Celsius.
No, I'm not going to be anywhere near pole, Alex. Like Pete Sandersman.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. We've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
I doubt Pups is in my split. He probably got in the lower one.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 19 Celsius.
Lol Yankee. Track IR does work in iRacing, but I don't use it. Don't think anybody does, to be honest. I think the only head tracking that people use in iRacing is when they're in VR. Really, Rise? What, my brake's activating when I'm on full throttle? Maybe I'm just resting on the pedal too much. Great start. That's about 4/10 slower than usual. I thought I'd set it correctly, Rise, to be honest, but obviously not. Unless I was just being lazy and pressing too much on my left foot.
P3, your last lap time was at 150.09.
Overcooked it. You idiot. Overcooked it. 1 T2, ball 3. Lost all that lovely gain I made. Meh. Could have beat my time by a decent chunk then as well. Nah, this lap's slower. Nope, rubbish. About 0.3 slower, I think. .3. Yeah, it's 0.3 slower. 60 FPS cap. It's a long story, dude. But it's to do with what iRacing tells me up here. It keeps that G goes to like red in the race, even though my graphics card's doing nothing. That's why I didn't brake early enough. That messed up that lap. Nearly got the off track though. Thank you, D-Pain. You had a bug with your headphones that caused the G meter to spike. Wait, what's your audio got to do with your graphics? Did a 152.1 first time on quality fuel too. Was that put your pups? Wait, is these the only cars in the race? The heck? Oh god, have we got 3 LMP1s in here? Uh-oh.
That's the end of the session, P5.
G isn't just graphics. What is it then? This is a very weird split. There's only 8 cars. Plus 3, plus 3. Oh boy.